I want to, okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay.
And your chat too.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Okay, so this is it's no. So okay, this is the template actually. We since we don't really have much time, we started this class late, so this is just the little we're doing today. So this is the template we'll be working on, and if you notice, it's the buttons are not working. They are just done. Hello, please, can you mute your mic? So the buttons are just done. They don't work. When you click this, please.
Elvis,
Yeah,
can you mute your mic? Mute your mic.
I'm coming. How do I do this? Okay, so if you can see the screen, when you click on this increment button, you can't get anything. When you click on the save, still the same thing. So how do we make these buttons interactive? Well, if you could remember, I sent you the HTML file and the CSS file to the project. So those ones are done, but we are not talking about HTML or CSS. We are just working on JavaScript. So when we look at this HTML, we can see that we have these buttons, we have the H1 elements, and we also have the H2 element, then also a paragraph tag. So for us to connect this HTML file and the HTML and the JavaScript, we need to create a variable. First, we'll create a variable called countL. Then what are we assigning to this variable? If we go back to the HTML, we can see that there is an ID called countL in this H2. And when we look at the screen, we can actually see the H2 elements because it is this zero is actually representing the H2 element. So we want to connect this zero from the H2 from the HTML to the JavaScript. So remember we created a variable. So then we will connect the HTML and the JavaScript by simply typing document.get element by ID. Then what will be inside that ID? Remember, the name of the ID in that H2 is countL. So we'll put it there, countL. So we've connected this zero from the HTML to with the JavaScript. And if you look at the screen, we typed document.getElement by ID. What does that mean? The document actually represents this whole HTML. The HTML file is a document, so that is why it is called document. Then what are we getting? We are getting the element by its ID. And if we look at this count L, its element is an ID. It was an ID. So we are getting it, we are getting that element by ID, and we gave it the name, what to name that ID, which is count L. So that was what we did. Then we will also do the same, we'll also create another variable. We'll call this variable save L. Then how are we assigning it? Just the way we did with this count L, we will do the same to this save L. So type document dot get element by ID. Then what is the element now? We'll still go back to the HTML, and we'll see there's a paragraph tag with this save L. So when we look at the screen on our right hand side, we can see the text previous entries. So we want to connect this part. We want to connect this part of this HTML to the JavaScript. So good, we are getting there. Now we will also create another variable called the count. Why are we creating that variable? Since we are working on a people's counter app, the app is just to count people. So that is why we are creating a variable, and we'll name it, we'll give it a name, count. Then what are we assigning to this variable? Since we know we are working with, we are creating a people's counter app, we are not going to assign a string, which is a text, or a boolean, which is true or false to it. We are assigning a number. So, and we can give this count, maybe 52 or any number, but it will be wise to give it 0. So to assign it 0, because we are starting from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we are done creating the variables. After creating the variables, the buttons are still not working. Well, why they are not working is because we've not told the variables what to do. We've not given it a command. That is it about JavaScript. Command, functions, to make it interactive. We've not assigned it anything. So that is why when we keep on clicking increment or save, there is no response. So we will create a function, and another word for function is a command. Now we want to tell this variable what to do, or this application what to do. So create a function. Another word for function is command. So what is the title? What are we naming this function? We will name it increment. Oh, wait, we want to create a function, right? But let us check the HTML to see what to do, or how the function would look like. So if you notice, we've been clicking this increment button, but there's nothing, no response. It's not working. So we will look at this button, which is actually the green button. And you can see we've given it an ID increment button. Then there is an element there, and yes, an element, which is the on click event. It is an event listener. So this will actually, when you type, or when you see on click in your HTML, on click is actually an event listener. It is ready to do anything you assign it to do. That is why the name of that element is or the work of it is, they call it event listener. So this onClick was given the increment. This was the name given to this event listener increment. So then we've seen the name increment, then we just copy it, then come back to our JavaScript. Remember, we are trying to make this event listener work. We are trying to make it work. So that is the function we are creating. So create the function called increment. Then inside this function, what are we going to do to make this thing work? Well, we do that by typing this keyword count. And if you notice, we already created a variable at the top, count, which is 0. So what do we want now? We are trying to make this button, this increment button, work so that when we click it, it will keep on counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we target this variable we created, then we will assign it. This is how we assign it or make it work. We'll say count equal to count plus 1. This is just basic mathematics. This is just basic mathematics. So we've assigned this, but it's still not working. Why is it not working? Well, let us try and see if what we wrote is actually right. We will then log it, we'll log this count in our console. If you remember from our last class, we talked about console.log. So let us log count inside our console. Console.log. And then let us see something. Control Shift I. Wait. Oh. Okay. So this is the console now. When I press this increment button, let us see if what we wrote is actually right. I don't know if you can see the console. Can you see the console? Hello? Hello?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so you can see the console. Anytime I click this increment, it is logging on the console. You see, I click it, this is the third time. I'm seeing 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But that is not what we want. We don't want it to be logging to log on the console. We want it to display so that the user can actually see that he or she is counting someone. So how do we do that? We will take away this console because we know that our code is working. So we take away this console. Then remember we created a variable called count L at the top. So we just say count L dot text content equal to count. Okay, so let us see if it will display on the screen. You can see it's displaying on the screen, it's no longer displaying on the console, right? Good. So we are done with this count button. Now we've counted 6, but let us see. You see the save is not working. Instead of it to work, we are getting an error saying on catch reference error. That is, save is not defined. Remember, we created the save button and we also gave it an on-click event, just as we gave this increment button an on-click event. But since we keep on pressing this save, it's not working and we are getting this error. So just the way we created a function for the increment, we also do the same for the save button. So we will give it we are creating a function for save, then we will name it save because on the on-click event it was named save. Right. So we've created the function. So what do we want to display on this in the save function? First of all, we will create another variable and we'll give this variable a name. So this is the variable we are creating. We use the let. We are not using var. We use the let keyword. So then we name it, let's say we name it count string. We name it count string equal to this count keyword equal to the count keyword plus we want to add an icon so that anytime we save it, there can be space, like a space between the saved amount of the saved number to the second one will be counting. So we will give it and remember we always use we do it by using this quotation, either the single quote or the double quote. Then we'll give it a space, then put the icon there. I'm coming, I think Sammy join the course. Okay. So now we've created a variable called count string. And this variable is equal to the count. What we got first, like, is equal to, if it's 2, we want to count. So we'll save it, we'll save the 2 here. So it's equal to this count, which is 2, plus this icon now, this dash icon. So that is what would come up when we save it. But if you look at it, when we click on this save, we can't see anything. So for us to see the records, we will then type in the same thing we did here. This, we use count l dot text contents equal to count. Instead of doing that, we will do save l. Instead of using count l, we know we are working with the save variable now. So say save l dot text content plus or equal to this variable now that we created. If you look at it, it is still looking it's looking gray because we've not assigned it to anything. We've not assigned that variable. That is why it's looking gray. But when we call it here, we'll see that the color will change. You see, it has been assigned, so the color has changed. So let's see now if it will work now. You can see it is working, but look at where it is displaying. this will actually confuse the user because the user won't be able to um, do two things at the same time, and he can't even save his record. So it's just a waste. So now let us try and save this record. Now we do that by we do that by just calling this the first variable, this count L. Oh, what am I doing? Say count L dot text content equal to 0. Okay, so let's try it now. Okay, we have actually solved it. Wait, we've actually solved the first issue. Wait, let's do something more. Let's say you see this now. Okay, this was how it was before, but when we added this field, you can see that it just deletes it. That is not what we want. So then for us to get the final, or for us to get our application to work well, we just type this keyword count equal to 0. Why there's an error? Why is there an error? Wait, I'm coming. This is line 15. Wait, there's an error in the code. Okay. Oh, okay, we are good to go now. So let's see. One. Huh? It's what is this? It's not saving. Okay, wait, let's try and save. Wow, it's not saving. Wow, there's an error. Where is this error coming from? Oh, there's a bug here, but we'll fix it now. Wait, let me. No, okay. There is an error. Where is this? 14. Wow. What are you expecting? Unquote increment is not defined. Okay. Let me kill this thing and load it again first. Wow, wow, wow. I'm lost. What is happening?
Find yourself, please.
Hmm?
Find yourself. Find yourself. Find
Wait,
yourself.
wait. This thing is not working well. What is wrong? Where is this problem coming from?
Calm down. Don't worry. You will get the problem done. Okay.
No. Wait, so wait. Hmm. Wait. No. Wait, I'm coming, please. Wait. So, naming convention. Salient. Wait, yes. Ah, what's this? Wait. CV.
I don't know my PC. That's not. Give me. Oh, you came to meet it.
Wow. Wait, I'm coming. Notice. For 40%. Wait. What what is this? Oh, this logic, God. Wait, I know what to do. Let me try something. And I do this code. Okay, wait. I think I missed something. But now it's working. Wait. You can see my screen, right? But I'll still need to inspect this code again. Okay. So I think, please, do you have any question?
I think probably you omit one of the variables or something.
Yeah, I know I did something. I made a mistake somewhere. But I'll go back and look at the code. So please, do you have any question? Hello?
I don't have any question, but I would go back and watch the video again. I hope it's still recording.
Yes, it is. Yes.
I also think going back to the video is what I would do again. But for now, I don't have any question.
Okay.
A question, Iro. A question there, I'll come your inbox, don't worry.
Okay. So thank you very much. I really appreciate your time.
Sorry, I have a question.
Okay, please ask.
You made mention of keywords, right?
Yes, keywords.
So which keywords is used to bring the text on the screen?
To bring, okay.
To print
Let's see. If you can look at my screen, you would see something go live. It is actually a plugin you download on VS Code Live Server. So when you download Live Server, you see this icon underneath it. Then you click it, go live. When you click it, it